honor and the privilege to introduce to us our guest speaker coming from very far continent to present us the academic history of this man. She is a poet, actress, interdisciplinary scholar, professor of English at the University of Hartford, a graduate of universities on 3 continents. She received a BA in English with a minor in theater arts from the University of Yaoundé, Cameroon. She has a master's in library and information science from the University of Bradford, UK, a master's of philosophy and a PhD in English to African literature from the City University of New York. She is the author of many scholarly and creative publications. She has appeared as an invited poet in many countries worldwide, including England, Germany, Nicaragua, Greece, Costa Rica, Colombia, Bangladesh, Cameroon, and the USA. She has also contributed to over 13 international anthologies of poetry, highlighting the plight of minority groups. Her poems have been translated into Spanish, Greek, Hebrew, Turkish, Hausa, Arabic, and Romanian. Her awards include Spirit of Detroit Award for Leadership, 1987, Ministry of Culture Cameroon Award for Outstanding Performance in Theatre, 1989, 1994, Bella K. Revival Prize for Excellence in Teaching and Scholarship, 2012, and Cambridge Bangladesh Literary Award, 2018-2020. He is also the best creative. He also has received the award for the best creative Book Award from the African Literature Association. I now have the honor and the privilege to introduce us our guest speaker at the academic discourse. He is no other than Professor.
the president of Exalima is my classmate, Dr. Rosemary, you know. So we left here 21 years ago. And I still remember our entry song, Lead On Walking Eternal. And in fact, we called our shoes Lead On because this is how we're coming with them. And then the exit song, you sang it today with a little bit more jazzy, but it was a very solemn song at the time. I still remember I had my prizes, a prize in literature, a prize in history, and a prize in drama. And the song was Food, Prince of Jesus, that makes the pathway go. We will follow the steps of Jesus wherever they go. And I marched out of that assembly hall, energized, euphoric to face the world. I was equipped. The future was looking very bright. I was ready. We were anxiously, after that, waiting for the GCE results. When they came, I must confess to you that they were devastating. And maybe my class still holds that infamous record of having the lowest GCE percentage in the history of this college. But I was one of the few who managed to scrape through. I was lucky. The few subjects I had a combination: history, economics, literature. I wanted to go to Cas Bambili. It was a place to be at the time. All my friends were going there. But guess what happened? That year, Cas Bambili was not presenting that combination. So instead, they gave me history, economics, geography. What was I going to do without having literature? Right from the age of 5, I had shown that I had a facility with words. I love to read. In my future, I saw journalism. In my future, I saw an actress. I needed literature. All my friends were going there. Then another option came. Kaskumba was offering the combination I needed. But we had just moved to Bamenda, and my parents said it was too far. I was stuck. Was I going to throw away literature and go to Kasbambili so I would be with my peers? A little voice told me that no, I shouldn't do that. My brother is at the back there. My brother called me and said, there is a high school. Each time they read the GC results, they do well. It's an arts high school, but it's not in Bamenda. It's in a place called Bengu. This is a child who is born and bred in the Southwest. How do you leave Seka and go to GHS Bengu? How? Nobody that I knew had ever gone there. But somehow, I realized that for what I want to become, for what I'm dreaming of, I would have to go there. I had a passion for literature, and I also had the ability to persevere. So, what I had to do now was convince my parents to send me there. It was a day school. A short story, my parents accepted and sent me to GHS Bengu. But like with every challenge, there's always an opportunity lurking there. When I went to GHS Bengu, I met a teacher. He was one of the star actors in Cameroon, Mr. Ashuntantang. He had just graduated with matrics in theater arts. And when he saw me in class, the way I read from Shakespeare's Othello, he decided to create a drama club so that we could perform Othello. And within a few short months, I was a star actress in the Northwest. Within a few short months, we have staged even in the Southwest. At the age of 18, a legendary writer who is now gone, Matebisa, wrote about me in the newspaper. I had a whole review of my acting. Ashuntantang, the star actress, the star student, did not pass. It was the first time in my life that I have failed an exam. Most people listening to me don't know this story. And even if I tell them 10 times, they will forget because they know me as a smart person. I had believed that my intelligence was enough to sail me through, even if I was in the hospital for 5 weeks and missed classes. But then again, something inside me told me, you can make it. Calm down. Fortunately for me, I have parents who are educators. My father called me and said, Batua, I would rather you fail the GC than for me to lose you. That made me realize that the stay in hospital may have affected me, but I just thought I was so intelligent that nothing can affect me. Then I did something that most students don't do when they fail. When they fail, they try to change schools because they are ashamed. I decided to go back to the school. This girl, number one, went back to that same school and sat there, ate the humble pie, calmed down. It was the only year in my life since the age of 5 that I did not do drama. I said, drama will have to wait. I need to focus on this thing. And I passed. And I was ready now to go to the university. The professors, they were already waiting for me at the theater department. They had heard of me. 1st September, I was ready. Schools were beginning October 15th. Then another major wrench in my path happened. My father and mother died in a car accident. My mother died on the spot, September 1. She was buried September 9. My father died September 11. He was still in a coma. He was buried September 14. In 2 weeks, I had lost father and mother. I could have succumbed into depression. But something inside said, you have to keep going. You have to stay strong and win this for your parents. And so I went to University of Yaoundé. I appeared like a ghost to many of my friends who did not expect to see me. In Yaoundé, I worked extremely hard. I led my class. I had a mansion. It's not now that you guys, I don't know what grades you have, but in our time, to have a 12 or 20 average was like you had 20 or 20. Then my going to the university coincided with the coming of television in Cameroon. A lot of you were just born into the television. When we were growing up, there was no television. And as destiny would have it, I became one of the star actresses on Cameroon television. So this is my story, and I continued that trajectory, and today I am standing here with a bachelor's degree, 4 master's degrees, I didn't list all, I listed 2, and a PhD. I am a tenured full professor. I am an international poet who travels the world for my poetry. I am an established author that conferences hold and scholars discuss my work. Why am I telling you this story? Because most of you sit here thinking that a successful person is one that has had no challenges, is one that has never failed. That is not true. So how do you achieve academic excellence? From my story, I can tell you that I realized that grit is what will take you far. I want you to say grit. Grit. G-R-I-T. Grit is passion and the ability to persevere. And research has proven me right that grit is the #1 predictor of long-term success. Not intelligence, not talents. We know many talented people who are not successful. We know many intelligent people who are not successful. Grit, that ability to persevere. I did not know it at the time when I persevered to go to GHS in Benue. I did not know it at the time when I persevered to go to the University of Yaoundé after losing my parents. I did not know it at the time. But Angela Duckworth, a researcher, came to a high school like this and gave them questionnaires on grit, and came back a year later to see the students who are most likely to graduate. And she found out that those who believe in hard work, who believe that they can make it, are the ones who are poised for success. So the question that you must be asking at this point is that how do I get grit? How do we get grit? Unfortunately, science does not have the answer. Science does not have the answer. But a researcher in Stanford University, and Ivy University, Carol Dweck, has found that something called the growth mentality can help you develop grit. What is growth mentality? It is the belief that through hard work and effort you can achieve. Growth mentality contrasts with a fixed mentality. Some of you have developed a fixed mentality in certain things. I don't know sports. I don't know math. Math is not my thing. Biology is not my thing. That is a fixed mentality. You need a growth mentality. That belief that I can be what I want to be if I work hard. I can be what I want to be if I make an effort. So, how do you build this growth mentality? 4 things. 1, you should accept challenges. That's something that I have come to perfect in my life. Difficulties don't overwhelm me. When things happen, I accept them and see the silver lining in them. So when challenges come, as you will leave this place, as you start facing life, challenges will come. Learn to see the opportunities in them. The next thing, you need to walk through obstacles. Don't shy away. When I came back from my 5 weeks in hospital, I shied away from confronting economics. I had a fixed mentality then. I just said, economics is challenging, I will drop it. Dropping was not the answer. I needed to walk through it. Because when you walk through it, then you start enjoying your progress. You see the progress that you have made. When you walk through it, then you value your effort. And the next thing, when you have growth mentality, you accept criticism, and you are inspired by others' successes. That is when you go to your friend who had 18 or 20 in that subject and say, you know, I have only 11 on 20, I noticed you have 18. Can you help me? Because their success inspires you. Not envy, not jealousy, it inspires you. So what do you need to succeed, to have long-term success? What did I say? Grit. Let's repeat that. Grit. But sometimes, grit is not enough. I have done that many times. Grit is not enough. You do everything you can, and it's not working out. And that's when you need your God. That's when you need your God. Fortunately for you, that's something that has come with your education in Seka Baptist College. You are living here armed with a God you can trust. When I've done all I can, and there's nowhere else to turn. Like when my parents died, when I went to university, there are some days that I could get all the A's on the papers, but I was just low. The energy was not there. That's when I called on God. I remember when I was doing my doctoral thesis, I had children at the time. It was very challenging for me. I had that last chapter that I had to do, otherwise I will not graduate. Graduation was staring me in the eyes. It was like 3.5 weeks away. I had been resilient. I tried everything. I was sitting in front of my computer. Nothing was coming. I looked up to the heavens, and a song came to mind. I don't know whether you still sing it here. I'm only a sinner, saved by grace. I'm only a sinner, saved by grace. This is my story, to God be the glory. I'm only a sinner, saved by grace. At that moment, I was not counting on my intelligence. At that moment, I was not counting on my resilience. At that moment, I was submitting to God that I'm only a sinner saved by grace. And at this moment, I need Him to come to my help. At that moment, I felt a certain calmness in my spirit. I went back to bed and I slept. I woke up 45 minutes after and there was clarity. I sat in front of that computer and the ideas came and I started typing away. And I was able to submit that chapter. You would think after my parents died, relatives would not die, they died. And there were times when relationships failed. But armed with my God, and the beauty of going through Seka is that God is brought to us vividly in song. And there is this song that when it gets dark, I find myself singing. I don't know whether you guys still singing. Though shadows deepen, and my heart bleeds, I will not question the way He leads. This side of heaven, we know He knows. I will not question our broken heart. We'll talk it over in the by and by. We'll talk it over, my life. I ask the reason, you tell me why. When we talk it over in the by and by. From this song I got to know that there are times when there are no answers and you just have to wait patiently. You will do all you can. You will do everything. And it is no longer in your human power to push anything. You just have to sit still. You will understand it in the by and by. So, two things. To achieve academic excellence, you must have grit and you must have God. That is what I discovered in my journey. So when people see me from afar and say she's successful, I'm not successful because I'm the most intelligent person. I'm not successful because I'm the most talented person. The little success that has come my way is because I have grit and I have God. May you, in your journey, be grittier. And may the faculty at the back who are listening to me realize that grit is very important in the lives of students. It is very traditional, whether in America or Africa, for teachers to grade IQ all the time. We grade IQ. You teach, you test, you teach, you test. We don't motivate. You have to motivate so that for long-term success, when you just teach and grade, you make them sprinters. Sprinters don't win the race of life. Life is a marathon. Life is a marathon. And I came all the way so that I can leave you with this message. Challenges will come. Obstacles will come. When you take those, you would grow, you would succeed. And I have good news for you. A lot of you already have some grit. Those of you who started in Form 1, they said promoted on trial. You didn't give up. You're here today graduating. Those of you on Visitor Saturday that felt that, I don't have cakes like some people have. I have my gari and groundnut. That did not put you in despair. You're graduating here today. May you continue to have grit and may you continue to have hope.